This is my wallet. Well, actually, this is my wallet. But I don't want to carry around that coin purse and my damn wallet. So I just take all that important stuff and put it in here. Things like my credit card, cash card, insurance card, and cash. And also stuff all those damn receipts that I get during the day in here. God damn it. And then when I get home, take them all out. Sometimes there's a lot. And today we're going to go through them and see how much we spend where. From Tokyo, Japan, Midwest and the Far East. And I'll show you in a second, but this isn't anything fancy. This is just Pages, so it's like Excel, but for Mac. And we've been doing this since 2018 just to kind of keep track of our expenditures, rather than like a budgeting sort of tool. But anyway, let me take care of this pile quickly, and I'll get back to you in a second. Alright, so to quickly break down what I'm doing here, I have expenses and I have income. And under expenses, I have food expenses, I have disposable expenses, which is basically like soaps and toilet paper and stuff like that. I also have miscellaneous expenses for stuff like, I don't know, kitchen supplies, camera supplies. I have a section called Kosaihi, which is basically presents for other people. I have another section that is for travel, another section that's fun for like maybe if you want to see a movie or something like that, and then I have a last section which is doctor fees. And originally each of these sections kind of had a little budget to it, so like if you're getting close to the max, so we say, okay, I guess we won't watch that movie this time, but that is sort of slowly like not happened. And so what I'm doing here is basically I'm putting in each and every receipt into its proper section, and then that receipt goes into a little folder. You can kind of see on the right here where I put this month, last month. So I'll basically just save 2 months worth of receipts, and then if I don't need to go back to them, I'll throw them away. And I kind of just recycle those. But just to kind of break down some places that we do actually go shopping. So for food and groceries, we go to a place called Maruetsu or Ozeki. There's also Tokyo food store. Tomizawa is also really good. And then like other places we go to shop is like maybe Loft or Spiral Market. Anyway, that's just a quick breakdown. Let's take a look at the results. Now keep in mind that this is May 2020, June 2020, and there are a lot of things that are being affected by the coronavirus, and where I work is no different. And so there's actually a lot more eating out in May, and then in June my paternity leave started, and my wife and our son came back from Ehime, and so we started cooking at home a lot more. So these results, the final expenditure tallies, are a little bit different than maybe averages in the past. For example, I can see I ordered out. I ordered Uber Eats, and I also went to Conveni's for lunch and dinner a lot more in May than I ever have in the past. And June we kind of got back into cooking at home. For toiletries and things, I stocked up in April, so there really aren't any expenditures in May or June except for some detergent that I bought. Other expenditures include cosmetics and bath supplies. Also, we got a new milk pan for the kitchen, and then we bought a new mattress. Of course, there's also utilities and rent. And finally, we have $250 for travel expenses, and that boils down to $150 of me charging up my Passmo card, which is my transpo card for buses and trains, and that'll probably last me another 2 months. And then $100 was actually for a taxi from Haneda Airport to our apartment when my wife and my son came back from Ehime, Japan. On that note, keep in mind that the May numbers are when I was living alone, and the June numbers are me, my wife, and my son. So there's that factor, and there's also the factor that June is actually only halfway done at this point, so I would expect maybe double the expenses in both grocery and eating out. To give you kind of an idea of how things were in the past though, a typical month for food expenses for groceries would be between $400 and $600, and then eating out would be anywhere between $150 and $300. Of course, it depends on the person. Some people like eating out more, some people like cooking in more. Income, I have my regular salary, I also have overtime pay, and I have also bonus, because bonus comes in July and December twice a year. I also have a place for my wife's salary, and then I have a little spot there for the very rare but very awesome payment from Google. So thank you, all of you guys, for watching. You sometimes show up here on my ledger. But June will be a little bit different because I actually won't be getting a salary from work. But in its place, I'll get a paternity allowance, which is about a third, I think, of my actual salary. And finally, there's a section for child allowances. So the government actually has a nice system in place where people with a child will actually get $150 a month from when that child is born until they graduate from high school. Isn't that awesome? I love that system so much. So there you have it. Those are a lot of the places that I shop, and then that's how I kind of take care of mentally bookkeeping where all the money went. I still spend more than I earn most months, but I kind of make up for it with the bonus payments in July and December is kind of my mentality. So as long as I'm breaking even or saving a little bit every other month, then I feel like I'm doing okay. How would you budget? I'm curious how much money you guys make and how do you keep track of it, and if you have any tips for me, because I find it really hard to kind of work with my single salary and kind of make ends meet. It's something that I'm sort of been struggling dealing with now, and I just keep thinking as going forward I need to get more and more responsible about. But how do you budget? I'd be curious to hear about that, and I'd be looking forward to those comments in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm Midwest in the Far East. Take it easy.